Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Uh, Doing some more work on Miss Grace, the 73 Super Beetle, and we're in the engine compartment because I said I was gonna try to neaten things up, and I'm putting another fuel pressure regulator in there and getting the one that's in there out now, and it just doesn't look silly. If you can see it over there, I got the regulator and the fuel gauge all stuck over there in the corner. We're gonna take all that out. We're gonna redo it. We're going to try to make it look like somebody. And I've already mounted the bracket for the new fuel pressure regulator. This is a Mr. Gasket. Not a big fan of Mr. Gasket. It's a dial type. Not a big fan of it. And I've heard they leak. So, yeah, I don't know. Mine hasn't leaked. So I got one from Jegs, and I think it's made by the same company, Holly. Holly's just like that. And I got a VDO fuel gauge. Now, some people would argue you don't need a fuel pressure regulator, you just stack gaskets on it. And that's fine if it works. And I used to do the same thing until I was still pushing 3.5, 4 pounds of pressure, and I have seven gaskets on it, and I was running out of studs. So couldn't very well do that. So, and I'm gonna put new clamps on it, of course. And let me find my little ratchet and screwdriver. Here it is. So bear with me. I may pause it, speed it up, whatever. But we're gonna put a new fuel filter on this, of course, and then we'll take a look at the finished product. And first, my handy dandy vice grips. And put this on here to stop the ow, beat my car up. This she needs some body work. She needs a lot of work actually. She doesn't look near as good as she used to. We're trying to use the wrong ratchet. So first we're gonna replace the clamps and the fuel filter. Now, we're gonna have to do a quick pause and get another filter. Okay, I'm back with a new filter. That clamp a little too big for that application. I'll stick him up there. Drain all that gas out. Oop, that just went right down my glove. Isn't that cool? So, all right, so we'll get a right size clamp. That's a little big. We'll try this one. And my grandkids are playing with the neighbor's kids. So, might get a little loud in here. All right, so even though I know which way the filter goes, I always check. Because you can do this 100 times. It only takes one time to get it wrong. So, got my ratchet, my 7mm socket. Tighten this up. Now, back to the fuel pump, to put more gaskets underneath it. Does work. Although, the problem is, you may have to put more, but the newer pumps have a lot of pressure. You remember, when you install a new fuel pump, always take some grease and pack some grease up in here in the bottom, and just kind of push it up in there, because that's going to help you. And I know some people like to have their fuel filter out of the engine bay because it starts fires. If you use clamps, you know, it'll help prevent it. And also if you can tap your carburetor, that'll help too, and to prevent leaks. And I've never had a fire in the whole time I've owned Volkswagen, but I'm not saying it won't ever happen. And if other Volkswagen, you know, from the factory, they put a filter, they put it behind here, and I had mine like that for a while, and I changed it because it's just aggravating to get to. So if you ever had to do it, it's aggravating. And you know, some people say the factory didn't put them in the engine bay. Well, they did. And yeah, I don't want to argue with anybody. I've seen it in the Chilton's manual, Haynes manual, but you know, they do. And just, you know, make sure your hoses are replaced on a regular basis and are good. And you know, I try to inspect mine right regular. And you know, I mean, and then also in my other video I mentioned putting a fuel filter under the tank. And you know, some people say, yeah, I mean, the Germans did things for a reason. Now, if you can, now on the pumps, if you can find a good German pump, Bosch pump, by all means, the pressure might be better, but the aftermarket pumps are not so good. And if you're running a generator fuel pump, save it. They can be rebuilt. So, all right. So let's take this thing loose. And I have moved this over the years here and there, and it kind of works like this. And I'm, you know, I know what you're thinking. Man, this engine bay looks horrible. Well, yeah, it does. And sometimes you do seat of the pants engineering, just something to, you know, to get you going. And well, that's what I did. I mean, this was just my toy. Then I ended up having to drive it to work on a regular basis. And you know, so it started going downhill. You know, wife and I had this redone, painted and everything in 2008. So, ooh, I got gas everywhere. All right, let's take that hose. I'm not going to throw it across the yard because I'll have to just go and pick it back up, but that's kind of what I think about those claims. So, all right, so now we're going to mount the fuel pressure regulator. And I want to say counterclockwise is the decreased pressure, clockwise is the increased pressure. Now, I got to try to get these little screws up under there. That's going to be kind of fun. Now, first, before I do that, I need to get the fuel hose put on there. Don't forget Mr. Clamp. And man, I tell you, I love these clamps here. These things are to catch me out. So, put this in. Put this in here. Like that. And this goes in the end. This is in the end. As you can see, I don't know if you can see this very well. You can see, I'm going to move you up close. That's why I don't like the worm gear clamps. I don't know if you can see how it's trying to eat it up. I don't know if you can or not. Oop, knocked my water over. So, anyhow, let's get this let's get this put on, and then we'll get it dialed in. Like I say, I just used gaskets for a long time, and I kept having problems. Added gaskets, and I got a fuel pressure gauge, and that's how I found out I was pushing way too much fuel pressure. It was like 5.5 to 6 with just one gasket. Okay, all right, so I got this on there. This is gonna be fun. Not. Now I gotta get the line to the carburetor on there, and unfortunately I can't bolt it to the bracket, and then get the got gas flying everywhere, and get the bracket on there. So I've got gas trying to come out. There we go. I probably should have used a 90 on this, but I was planning on mounting it to the doghouse. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot of room on Mr. Doghouse. So anyway, I'm sliding this clamp down here. Tighten it up, then I gotta try to get the screws in there. And I still have to adjust it. Yay me. Alright. And I think, I ripped my glove. Alright, well, I'm just gonna have to Michael Jackson it, I guess. So, those of you that are old enough to know what that means, I know it's on the wrong hand, it's not white. Anyway. So, alright, now, I gotta get this thing lined up. Well, this thing's fighting me. Whoop, did I get it? Uh-oh, it might be close. And it's fighting me. Alright. As long as I don't speak in tongues, everything's alright. So, gotta go in the front. That thing will just start. Alright. I know you can't see anything with my big head in the way. Maybe I can relocate you to where you can see. There we go. Now, I know, a little cluttered in here. This engine bay is cluttered. But anyway, like I say, this is not the best looking engine bay in the world. And that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to relocate my bracket because of the fuel line, and I don't have a 90. So I'm gonna pause this, and I'm gonna move it, and then we'll get back on it. Okay, we're back. See if I can get you in there. You can see where the location is. I'll take a better picture. I'll take a picture. This is better. All right, so I'm gonna start this up, and it's gonna get a little loud. fuel pressure we got 3. Now, that's a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Well, I need to read the instructions. I thought it was counterclockwise. Clockwise increase the pressure, decrease pressure while it turns through counterclockwise. There. Counterclockwise. Well, that thing doesn't seem to be adjusted very well. Hoping that's definitely a pump regulator. This thing's 1 to 4 pounds per square inch. Personally, it ain't moved a bit. I think I got a bum regulator. Yeah. Won't be the first time I bought something that wasn't no good. Yeah. I'm gonna lock it down right there, drive it around, see what it does. It's still staying at a steady 3. I've heard 1.5 to 3. Who you talk to, but you don't want your fuel pressure too high or it'll blow by the needle seat. So I'm gonna take this thing up the road and see what it do. So remember, thank you for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, leave some comments. Always remember, it takes a whole lot more energy to be ugly to somebody than it does to be kind. So be kind.